So he has spoken, and so thou standest before me. Right, as always. What a curious way to awaken. Now, I have a question for thee. What is the worth of a single mortal's life? Curiosity. Nothing more. Wilt thou answer my question? So, I ask again, what is the worth of a single mortal life? At this particular junction, perhaps that is not so far from the truth. Very well. I am satisfied. We have met, and I know thy face. We will see each other again at the proper time and place. Farewell.
Well met. Karlach's fires raged in Baldur's Gate before she escaped to Avernus, as my source told it, and she was planning to return. One of the archdevils Ariel's own, Chaos Incarnate, a devil with pure fire for a heart. I made my way to Avernus to stop her. She fled from my reach, even climbed aboard the Mind Flayer ship as it screeched through the hells. I followed in close pursuit. I can't bear to imagine the lives Karlach might be taking, the damage she might be doing. A powerful friend with a keen interest in privacy. I'm sworn to say no more. You are a warlock. You know about bound souls and frozen tongues. I can only leave the rest to your imagination. Suffice to say, I hunt monsters, devils included, and I will do what I can to quench the coast of their flames. My father once said, one does not pursue a champion's life. One merely answers its call. So it was for me. I was hunting near the Cloakwood when I heard it. A child crying out from a lone farmstead. I found him in the fields, flanked by goblins. His mother's corpse blared into the soil next to him. I don't remember much of the battle, but I remember drying the boy's tears after. Proud? No. Angry. Angry at the monsters preying on innocents. Angry at the so-called good gods for tolerating the cruelty of the evil. Angry at myself that it took so long for me to see the coast suffering. The frontiers demanded a blade. And so I heeded. Baldur's Gate, born and raised. The only son of a single father. He wanted one life for me. I chose another. We haven't spoken since I left the city. A classic drama. A staunch father and his rebellious son. Better heard from the bard's lips than mine. A most vicious one, in fact. It's made from pure bloodstone, carved from the Galena Mountains just north of the Moonsea. A reminder that sometimes blood must be shed and sacrifices must be made. But that story is reserved for lifetime friends and calmer days.
Tiny grooves spider across the eye's surface. It resembles a sending stone, used to confer with distant contacts.
A sending stone? Nothing so special, I assure you.
His breathing quickens, his jaw tenses. Will is keeping something from you.
What are you?
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated. Your right eye vibrates, and a woman's voice echoes in your head. I've a sweet tooth, and devils on the menu. Beyond the voice, you find only shadow. A piece of Will's mind locked away from intruders.
Keep out of my mind. I told you, the eye's a rock, nothing more. And that's the end of it. Damn her to every hell. Feeding a precious child to a serpent. I don't care what she did. No one has the right to steal a child's future. An accident. She may not have sprung the trap, but she still set it. There's blood on Korga's hands. Enough to dye the Keonthar red. I've come to know a fair few village clerics, but none with the skill to pull these worms from our heads. From what I understand, there's a healer called Nettie in the Grove. Perhaps she's got the talent. Otherwise, I'd bet my last coin that the Open Hand Temple in Baldur's Gate could help. Though a fat lot of good that does to us now. Seems unusual to me. Then again, we're talking about tadpoles inserted into our brains by rubber-skinned tentacle monsters. There's nothing usual about it. All the more reason to stick close. I think you'll agree. Anger. I understand. We've been preyed on by illithids, suffered insertion of a mind-bending worm. Bloodthirst is another matter. But perhaps not too big of one, if it's a devil or demon's flesh you're wanting to tear.
We meet again. I shall be here in thy camp, for whenever thou hast need, a mending of the threads between life and death. Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more. A matter of coin.
I don't think he's conscious.
You, not a step closer.
A strange symbol glows marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
I'm so sorry. It's our...
The injured man locks eyes with you. The power your minds.
Protect that.
He's with... Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin. We know that all too...
We're looking for fugitives, survivors from that ship that crashed farther west of here. We don't know what they look like, but anyone who survived that crash is bound to be injured. That's enough to get us started. The Absolute wants them found. At any cost. You! Brenna! Kill her!
So the Tadpole allows us to influence others. How very interesting.
Don't get too excited. Influence comes at a cost. And until we know what that cost is, the only reasonable approach is a cautious one.
You have the ability to manipulate people, make them bend to your every whim, and you'd be cautious about it. That's no fun. My point exactly. I'm so glad you agree.